series is not... Let's see how many 5 stars we...
How's our Christmas tree?
Hello. Welcome back to All Things Books. We're having a book girly vlog. I've been reading a lot. I'm currently on teaching holidays, so it's a perfect time to get through my TBR, which I've been doing a pretty good job at. So I want to chat about books I read in the last 2 days, books on my radar, and maybe we'll go do some book girly things as well. I have a TBR shelf up here that I will show as well, so we can have a look at my TBR. I actually try and keep a pretty smallish TBR to get through them quickly, and then I reward myself with new books. So if you're new here, my name is Lilybelle, and I just talk about all things health, books, girly things, and love to share everything I love. Please subscribe if you are new, and welcome back if you're coming back for another one of my book videos. I haven't done one in a while, but I have been on the book bandwagon. Let's chat with the books I finished in 2 days because they were chef's kiss. First book I finished was daunting to say the least, but it is a part of a trilogy, and it was the second book. So I don't know what the trilogy is called. Maybe I'll put it up here. I feel like it's Gods and Monsters. It says Gods and Monsters, but the first book is the Book of Azrael, so I keep referring to it as like the Book of Azrael series. But I finished 1 and 2 now. I need to start 3, which maybe we'll get to in this vlog, but there is the 4th one coming out as well. I'm not too sure when. Maybe I'll pop that up. But guys, this series is not hyped up enough. Like, I kid you not, when I read the Book of Azrael, it was a 5-star. Like, I think about this deeply. I'm like, is it a 6-star? I don't know, but it is definitely one of my favorite reads of the year. We're in October 2024. It is one of my absolute favorites so far. It took me by surprise. It is not hyped up enough, and you need to read it. If you take anything away from this video, please read this. Anyway, basically, Diana is a badass and she wants to save her sister, and I would say this fantasy series is a lot about like realms, different realms opening up, and different like monsters and kings kind of thing, like people who rule the worlds and the realms. So that's kind of the gist of what type of fantasy it is, I guess. But you know, they've been alive for thousands of years. Like, these men have been alive for thousands of years. But basically, many centuries ago, desperate to save her dying sister, Diana made a deal with Caden, a monster, far worse than any nightmare. Locked in servitude to him, she's forced to hunt down an ancient relic held by her most dangerous enemies, an army led by Samkill, the world ender. That's all you need to know. Dive in, it is so good. Anyway, so on topic of that, I read the second book. Now, these are so chunky that I downloaded it on my Kindle because sometimes it's the only way to get through it. So this is, how many pages? I think it's like, oh my god, 760 pages. Oh my dear. I read this in 2 days because it was so good. It's one of those books you have to just get through the first, like, I don't know, even like 50 pages, not even the 100 mark. Like, once you read like 50 pages and you understand where we're at in the story, it picks right back up. You're good to go, and you will just binge it because, oh my gosh, when he will do anything for her, anything. Anyway, so this was 5 stars for me because I think it's just a 5-star series so far. Anyway, I have picked up the 3rd book, but I have not started it. It is The Dawn of the Cursed Queen. This is book 3. Book 4 is not out yet. I don't know if it's ending at book 4. I'm not too sure, but hopefully we start this in this vlog. But anyway, that's an update. I have officially read the first 2 books, and this one I read in 2 days. I'm pretty sure I actually read the first one in like 2 days as well. It was maybe a month ago, but absolutely love it. Anyway, then I was like, okay, I have quite a few fantasies on my TBR that I'll show you in a minute. So I thought, let's read a romance. And it was really easy for me. I knew exactly what book I wanted to read next, and it was Wild Eyes. I read Wild Love when it first came out, loved it. I can't remember what I rated it, maybe like a 4.5 or something, but loved it. Like, I was like, this is great. And I didn't personally love Elsie Silver's writing in the first book I've read of hers, which was Flawless. So let me know if I should go back, because this book is convincing me to go back and read the Chestnut Spring series, because The Rose Hill series has my heart so far. I already contemplated pre-ordering book 3, which comes out in March 2025, because this was a 6-star read for me. I haven't read a romance book that I have loved so deeply in quite a while. All romance books recently have been like 4 stars. I'm like, yep, love it, but then I forget about it. This, I don't think I can forget about West and Skylar. I loved this book. The kids in this book gave so much emotional depth. A lot of people don't like kids in books, especially in romance books, but it honestly made this book for me. I absolutely loved the families, the found families, the friendships. It really took me back to Wild Love as well, because I was like, I don't think I remember a single thing from it, so it probably was just like a 4-star. But then as soon as I dove into this and those characters popped up, I knew straight away what I had read in that book, which was one of the best feelings. And that's when you know Elsie Silver has just done an interconnected series so well. So if you have not yet picked up Wild Eyes, I believe you don't have to read Wild Love first, but I don't know, it really did add to the experience of this book. This was 6 stars for me. I'm just obsessed. I don't know what this book did to me. It's the cover as well, like orange, everything. Started this video being the 2 books I have read so far this week. Let's move on to kind of my TBR and what I picked up next. Next on my radar, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start this, but I kind of started it the same night I had finished this, so I have not gotten very far, and I feel like it's one of those books so far that I need to definitely read maybe like the first 100 pages to understand all the characters. So far I'm 35 pages in chapter 3, 6 of Crows. Now this has been around for a long time, and I recently bought it, but it has been on my radar for so long. So let's see what I think of it. I'm not too sure, but that is the next book that I have begun to read. But I don't know if I'm gonna maybe buddy read and pick a different book to read at the same time, because I don't know, I am struggling just these first few pages to understand all the characters. Their names are so strange. Someone please explain to me why their names are... Kaz is like the only normal one, but then you have Gilles and... who was the other one? It was like Jeet. I'm just skipping over their names. I have no idea how to pronounce them, but I'm trying to connect them to the character in my head, and I'm struggling so far. But I'm only 30 something pages in, so let's give it a bit of time. And I feel like it's one of those books I need to sit and read a chunk at once to take it in, so maybe we'll get to that. All right, so this is my little TBR down here. Obviously I read those, but they're just so cute, I wanted to put them up there. These are kind of next on my radar. Obviously I need to read 6 of Crows before Crooked Kingdom, but Heartless by Marissa Myers I have wanted to pick up for quite a while, because I heard good things about it. I've heard so many good things about like the Renegades as well, the Lunar Chronicles, but I don't like a different story within Alice in Wonderland and the Red Queen. So I don't know, that was super on my radar to read very soon. The Serpent of the Wings of Night is also on my radar, which I can read on Kindle Unlimited. And then I am currently listening to A Little Life on Audible. I have One Dark Window to read, and Krista and Rebecca Ritchie's new book, Dishonestly Yours, which probably isn't on my radar anytime soon. But I only have 6 books on my physical TBR, and one of them I'm already listening to on Audible. So we're doing pretty good. And I feel like that means I can buy a few new books, maybe this week. Anyway, let me show you my other bookshelf. Ideally, I've been thinking about wanting to bring in a bookshelf in here as well, just to display all my favorites, because I haven't shown this in a while, but my books all out in our lounge room and I love it so much. But also, I don't know, I love books in my room as well. And other than my physical TBR, there is no other books really displayed. My favorite shelf kind of along here, which is obviously Curse of Once Upon a Broken Heart series, the Magnolia universe, ACOTAR, my Emily Henry Throne, Fourth Wing series, and Chloe Walsh, Binding 13, which Boys of Tommen series. I actually have not read the last 2. Plus this Taming 7 I still need to get. Yeah, these are some of my other reads this year that I've absolutely loved down the bottom here that I don't really gravitate towards. But so yeah, I have this big beautiful masterpiece out in our lounge room. I don't know, I kind of want to play around with the bedroom today, maybe put in my other mini bookshelf that's just been stored in the room because I haven't known where to put it. I have just been spending a morning of starting 6 of Crows. I've done my incline treadmill walk, gotten ready for the day, and let's see where the day takes me. Who knows, I might stumble across into a bookstore. Okay, so I have one of those IKEA I forget the name of them, but they're very, very popular in the book library world. So I think I'm gonna just take it down, take it into my room, see if it works. If not, I'll bring it back in. Let's do this. So my biggest worry is that it's gonna stick out too much right near our door. Our floor is very uneven. Okay, this is my dilemma. All right, plan B. This is so hard. Maybe. All right, so I've put it in a spot for now because I couldn't get the floating shelves off, and I feel like if I could get the floating shelves off, it could sit in the corner kind of like it's meant to, but I'm gonna leave it for now. Maybe my boyfriend can help me. It looks a little silly because the shelf is there, but if I could just put it in that corner facing out, I feel like it would suit behind the chair and look pretty good. Anyway, let's leave it for now. Let's put a few of my favorite books on it. I'm gonna have my second coffee, sit down in my reading corner and maybe read a little bit more of Six of Crows or have a look. And then I think we are heading into the city today, so maybe we'll head to the big Dimmicks. We'll have to see. How's our Christmas tree? Okay, so it is the next day from yesterday, and as you saw, I went into the city and I didn't really film once I was in the bookstore because I was just enjoying my time. But I'm about to head out and do a few errands. As you've seen, I've just been spending the morning resetting the house, doing lots of things, ticking off the to-do list. So I'm actually gonna head to the shops because I need to pick up a couple of things, and I thought maybe I can grab a few more books because in Australia we have Big W and they basically sell the books for like the price you would get it on Amazon, so like all the $12 books, which is just like an absolute steal. And there's a few that I want to get that I didn't pick up yesterday, so let's go do that. But let me just show you the two books I did buy yesterday at Dimmicks in the city, and I am very excited about it. So I grabbed two books. First one is a new release. I saw it, I was like, done, I have to get it. It was, I need to take off the sticker, but as you can see at Dimmicks, it's like more expensive than like Big W and things. But Sally Rooney's new book, give or take, will I like this? I'm not sure, because I loved Normal People. I never ended up finishing Conversations with Friends. I got like 80% done. I don't know why I didn't finish it. I was like semi enjoying it, but Normal People I absolutely love. I love the TV show, everything about it. So I'm excited about this one. All I know is it's something to do with chess. That's all I know. And I have tried to play chess a few times. Oh, that was my first purchase. And my second purchase is the first book in, I think it's like the Venge, I'm not actually sure. Vicious. I love this cover and the feeling of this paperback, by the way, like absolutely love it. So these are my two new books, and let's go buy some more books. I'm back. A little bit of damage, but honestly so disappointed in terms of book shopping, because every book that I wanted I could not find. Well, I think I found one, but the other one was just spontaneous and then I didn't get any others. So I picked up A Curse of True Love, but I already have this book, but it's the ginormous one from when it first originally came out, because that's when I was obsessed with the series and I picked it up straight away. In Australia, our paperbacks normally come out in like a big form, but then some don't, so I'm not really sure what goes on there. But I know in America they come out as hardbacks and then paperbacks, but we get 2 lots of paperbacks, so I don't even know how they choose this, because there's also still some hardbacks out there. But anyway, I wanted the mini version because now it will fully match up there. But anyway, these were the books I was after, but I wanted The God of the Woods, Liz Moore. Then I wanted We Used to Live Here, The Guild, which I saw all the other ones in the series, but not the first one. I was also on the hunt for Circe because I also recently read, what is it called? The Song of Achilles, and loved it. Anyway, the book I did get that was not on my list, and the only other book that I got, was A Man Called Ove, I think it is. It's also a movie. I have been on the hunt for Beartown by Frederick Backman, but they didn't have it. But I did see this and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up. It's actually super short and sweet. I don't know if it's sweet. I've heard it could make you emotional. 293, so it's like just under 300 pages, and I was like, maybe this might be a nice little palette cleanser or a little emotional book. I'm not really sure. I just know it is highly talked about, so I was like, why not? While I wait to find Beartown, might as well get this. I am noticing my eye bags in this. But anywho, let's put these on the shelf. To conclude this ultimate book video, I have definitely picked up a few extra books, and I'm about to go get my hair re-dyed, so freshening up the red a little bit, or burgundy kind of, because I am in a dance show this weekend and it's just lots happening. So thought we better wrap up the ultimate book video, kind of concluded here. I did not complete another book within this video, which is just realistic. Some days I have binge book days and sometimes I'm just chipping away at a book, so I'm still chipping away at Six of Crows, but I also just wasn't having the urge to always pick it up, so I actually started on my Kindle The Serpent of the Wings of the Night, which, as you saw at the start, is on my TBR shelf. So we're actually ticking off another TBR book, and I'm 30% into it right now. I started it yesterday and it's super easy to read, so I am really enjoying it. So hopefully I can update you on that book in my next reading wrap up, but definitely subscribe so you don't miss out on any future reading wrap ups. We only have 2 months to the end of the year. Next week is my birthday, so it is all happening. Let's just quickly go through the books we purchased. It ended up being quite the stack. I don't know what happened. I just ended up buying some books. So the initial 6-book TBR has grown by the end of this video, which I don't know what that says about me, but hey. I was looking for this everywhere. I finally found it. We Used to Live Here. I don't know, I've heard good things. I haven't read like a mystery thriller. I think that's kind of what it is in a while, because I've heard so much about that, and I feel like it could be a nice little fantasy to pick up very soon. Then I finally had a delivery. I had ordered this a while ago, but for some reason Kristen Hanna books take a while to get here in Australia, so I got The Great Alone because I loved The Nightingale. So maybe this will be my next one. But at Dimmicks we got the Sally Rooney, Intermezzo and Vicious, Daydream, and A Man Called Ove. So I have not read the second book. I read Icebreaker so long ago, but I was like, maybe I should get this one because I've heard good things. That's the stack I ended up purchasing throughout this video, which could be one too many, but hey, I don't think so. And I'm sure after watching this video you probably also love buying and reading books. So if that's the case, please subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video very, very soon.